Peace fam, DB Bedford here, the EI guy. You know, my job is to make sure that you never let your emotions overpower your intelligence. I want to talk to you about an emotional bias that you probably didn't even realize that you had. And so let me give you some insight on something I learned in my travels when it comes to emotional intelligence. And this usually happens when you see something or hear something that you disagree with, or somebody does something and you instantly don't like it. What you're probably telling yourself is that that's not how you would say it. That's not how you would do this thing, or that's not how you would handle it. And so what you are doing, you are projecting out how you believe this situation should have been handled, how this person should have said something, or what is done. And so that's why it's called projection bias, because you're biased against what you believe in based on what somebody else believes in. And we do it all the time, unconsciously, most of the time. And when you see something on social media, a comment, you're in a conversation with somebody and they say something that you don't agree with. When you start saying to yourself, like, why would you say that? You start strongly disagreeing with what you're hearing or seeing. It's usually because that's not what you believe that you would do. It's called projection bias. So you're probably thinking, so what's the problem with that? Well, there's really no problem with it if you understand that that is what you're doing, that you're projecting on to the person or a situation how you think it should be handled. But that doesn't mean that that's how it should be handled. That's just the way that you think it should be. And if you are projecting your opinion, your attitude, your energy into it in a negative way, then that projection bias could be working against you. Those of us that practice emotional intelligence, we understand the number one domain, which is self-awareness. And so the fastest way to keep yourself from being upset with somebody or a situation is when something happens, instead of blaming the person or the external factor, feeling like they made you mad, made you upset, made you frustrated, the number one question you want to ask yourself is, why is this bothering me in the first place? And I'm almost willing to bet that it bucks up against one or three things. It bucks up against what you believe, or what you value, or where you come from, your life experiences. And once you get a hold of that, you'll be able to neutralize negativity when it comes your way, because you have a deeper understanding. Just because somebody sees something different than you do, just because somebody handled things different than what you do, whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't give you permission to project your energy into the situation, especially from a negative tone. So that is the fastest way to practice emotional intelligence, understanding your biases. And within my emotional intelligence training, I cover multiple biases that you might not even know about. But I just want you to keep in mind projection bias. Next time something rubs you the wrong way, instead of feeling bothered by the situation, ask yourself, why does this bother me in the first place? I'll catch you guys on the next one.